Hey everybody, good morning from Massachusetts, where we have entered kind of a frigid time. It's been pretty nice up here lately, especially for the month of December, but now that January is rolled in, we're starting to get that cold air coming in from the west. And today is definitely a frigid day, but it's still pretty nice out. And I do want to say, speaking of New Year's, Happy New Year. I haven't said that yet. And I just wanted to do a little video today on things that are going on with me and my channel and whatever. Just kind of a miscellaneous video. So I hope you enjoyed that last video, which was on all the mods I've done to my Travato 59K sitting back there in back of me. But also, I have other things going on at the house. Been doing a lot of work. I do have some travel plans coming up. One of those travel plans is going to take me to Puerto Rico. And the only thing with that trip, it's this month in January, and I have to keep an eye on the weather. Because, and when I say an eye on the weather, I'm talking here in Massachusetts, because I'm not going to leave my home area if there's a major snowstorm coming. It just presents a whole lot of issues, one of which is digging out. I have a relatively long driveway, and I'm the one at the house who does all that stuff, so I can't leave my wife to take care of that because she wouldn't be going to Puerto Rico with me. So with that said, I have a Jeep Wrangler, and I've always had a tire cover on the back. But that tire cover was a little bit worn and torn. Then I ended up getting a flat, and I needed to use that spare, so I tore the tire cover off and I ordered a new one. But check this out, it's pretty cool. Chipper's Island Adventures. And that tire cover, believe it or not, on Amazon cost me $49. I couldn't believe the price on that. The colors are great. The tire cover fabric is kind of a plasticky. I know there's better fabrics for a tire cover, but hey, $49, you can't go wrong. I think it looks pretty nice. I think that is awesome. So this is the long driveway I have, and all this has to be snow blown if we get a big storm. So you can imagine that for me to leave here and leave my wife at home, it gets kind of daunting, if you will, as to whether I go or not. So we'll see what happens. That's a couple weeks off. I do have other trips planned this year. One to Liverpool, England, along with Sicily. And then I also have a trip planned out to Forest City, Iowa, where I'd like to attend a Winnebago camp. I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a big jamboree at Winnebago. So that I'm looking at going to as well in July. And another big thing I have coming up this year is my field station Augsburg, which is where I worked in Germany when I was stationed there for 7.5 years during from the years 83 to 90. And a lot of us worked there, and we have reunions every year, but every other year I have a mini reunion, as we call it here. And what is a mini reunion compared to the regular reunion? The regular reunion, the annual one, is relatively formal. And I'm not talking as far as dress, but they have certain things that occur on Friday. Then on Sunday, they have a big main dinner. And they usually do it at a big hotel with a big conference room. Minis are more of little hookups. Like last year, we had a mini in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I think there are about 15 to 20 of us there, or some figure like that. I'm hosting a mini at my house in June So I'll be tied up dealing with that stuff. So we always have, my wife and I, and a lot of times me, always have something going on here at Chippers Island, along with doing the travel stuff and everything. And I'm going to show you one of the things I got going on right now. So this is my shop area, and if you've been following my videos, I've been working in my shop a lot at my house during the day. And recently I did a video about building frames for a room, the dining room. And those frames are all built, they're painted, they're mounted on the walls and everything, and they look great. And I'll show you a little bit of that here in a moment. But now I'm working on another room, and I have all the frames assembled, as you can see. So tomorrow I'll be painting these. And they all need 2 coats of paint. I've already wood puttied them and gone ahead and sanded them and all that other good stuff for paint prep. So although they're primed and they come this way, I built the frames, but the stock comes pre-primed. Now I'll go ahead and throw 2 coats of paint on before it hits the wall. So that's just another one of the projects I have going on here. And so I'm always flipping around between indoor projects, outdoor projects, Travato projects, whatever it is. And then there's another element of my life that I take care of nearly every day, and that's some form of exercise. Today is going to be a treadmill day. A lot of times I also have a home sauna. I'll show you that. That would be kind of neat. Let me show you that. So this is my sauna area, and I built this using a kit, although the kit did not include any of the exterior, the plugs. It did include the frame, the interior. I had to frame it out. It did include this and the door. But inside is awesome. You can see I've got towels spread out for when I lay down. And unfortunately you can't smell it in here, but it smells beautiful, like cedar. And that's my heater right here. So, and also on the wall, got a little timer. You flip it over and it goes to about 15 minutes. It's an hourglass. So a lot of times when I hit the treadmill at home, I go in the sauna. And you can see my little strip lighting has fallen down. I need to reapply that with some staples. I'll take care of that very soon. Nearly every day I exercise. Most days I go to the Fitness Zone, which is our local gym. It's one of the best gyms in the area, definitely on Cape Ann, possibly the North Shore. I go there, and then on my off days, a lot of times I'll get on the treadmill here at home and hit the sauna. Today, Patriots are playing on TV, so I'll go ahead and hit the treadmill and then watch the game. I'll skip the sauna today unless I go in it later. But the point to all this is that every day I'm busy, and that's the way I like being. What I love doing is doing things that give me a sense of satisfaction. There's nothing like a good workout. There's nothing like doing your own work in the house or on the property and then being able to relax in the presence of that work that you've put a lot of hours into. And that's just the way I'm wired. I love doing it, and that's what keeps me busy. But I'm going to show you something that I think is also pretty cool. The nice thing from where my van is parked, I can go up into one of my bedrooms and look down on the top of the van. And I'm looking at doing things, and I'll show you, like, look at this gap here in the back on the rack. That solar panel can actually move back, I believe. And there's also this space up here. Now, one of the things I want to do is either lose that front rack or move it back, because it creates a little bit of rumbling when driving. And I'll check that out at some point, but I'm looking at this rack because I'm actually thinking about losing the ladder and putting a fixed ladder on the back. But that's only if I have the ability to move about on the roof, if I have to access the roof from the back, as opposed to taking a ladder and moving it to the side. I want to make sure that I have the ability to walk around on that roof. So that's something to be considered, and I talked about that in my last video. So we'll see how that goes. And I know somebody posted on the Travato owners and wannabe site talking about this antenna, how the passenger side isn't caulked. And I can see on mine it is not. You can see right here. And I'm just curious as to whether if anybody else has that. Interesting. So for those that followed along on the little woodworking project I did with the wall frames, I just wanted to show you the finished room, how this looks. This is my dining room in my house, and I've replaced all the trim in this room, and then I went and added the wall frames in between the baseboard and the chair rail, and you can see that now. All those frames I put on, and you can see they're all equally spaced. Looks pretty good. And then over here under the windows, and that's the same type of wood or the same trim as I have on the frames downstairs, which is basically a base cap. And you can see the baseboard here, and then the cap, and then that very same cap is what I use for the frames. So that's just one of the projects that I've done. Now I'm doing another room, and then who knows, I believe what it will be is a bedroom upstairs. I'm going to rip up the floor and all that good stuff. But so I basically just wanted to do a little video today talking about the stuff that's going on with me and at home, things of that nature, along with travel plans. And I do plan on doing a video at the gym. I want to do one there because working out's such a big part of my life. I'd like to show you how I work out, even at my age. And the other thing is, on top of going to Puerto Rico, I also have a trip coming up this year to Liverpool and Sicily. I also have that trip, like I said, out to Iowa. Then I also have a trip down to Las Vegas for the annual military reunion that I usually attend each year. So I do have a number of trips in the books, and it should be a fun year. And there'll always be other trips that I do. These are just the ones that I'm talking about right now that I definitely have planned and on the calendar. So hey, if there's any questions you would ever like to ask, or that you'd like me to discuss, or maybe talk about in the RV, particularly the van, let me know. Go ahead and hit me up in the comments below. And I just want to say to all the new subscribers, there's been a great many of you jumping on board lately. Welcome to Chipper's Island Adventures. I hope you enjoy the content. It's winter time here, so it's a little bit of a lull in the activity. That's why I grew the beard, because I don't like being cold, but I do love New England. It's one of those, bittersweet things. So we only got a couple more months of winter, then we'll be into spring. So hopefully everything will be good to go by then that I'm working on here. So with that said, if you like this video, feel free to hit that like button. And to those who haven't, feel free to subscribe to my channel. All the best to all in the coming year, and happy adventure.